Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Yeah. Well, if you haven't guessed it already, today we're going to be talking about Kung Fu, one of the most unique TV shows ever. I'm Herbie J. Pilato. Welcome to the Herbie J. Pilato channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And also remember to like and share this video afterwards if you like it. Okay, and even if you don't. Anyway, Kung Fu debuted in 1972 following a 90-minute pilot on ABC TV. And I want to make something very clear from the get-go. Okay? Bruce Lee did not create Kung Fu. Kung Fu was created by Ed Spielman and Howard Friedlander in the 1960s. 1960s. Show debuted in 72 as a feature film. They originally wrote a feature film of Kung Fu. Okay? They brought it to Warner Brothers. At the time, Warner Brothers wasn't interested. All right? 1971-ish, martial arts is beginning to find its way into the mainstream of the movie industry in general. Okay? And Harvey Friend, a Warner Brothers executive, decides to dust off the script of Kung Fu, which was originally created by Howard Friedlander and Ed Spielman. Ed Spielman and Howard Friedlander as a feature film, and to turn it into a TV movie. Okay? Now, Bruce Lee auditioned for the role of Kwai Chang Caine, a half Asian, half American Shaolin monk from the East who comes to the West, the Old West, because he ultimately killed the royal nephew of the Chinese emperor, okay, because they killed his master, beloved master Po, okay, played by the great Key Luke. So Caine flees the country, his homeland, and comes to America. And once it becomes a series, he starts looking for his half-brother from America, who happens to be American. Okay, so anyway, Bruce Lee did not create Kung Fu. He auditioned for the role of Kwai Chang Caine with Harvey Friend. Okay, apparently he kicked his leg right up to Harvey Friend's nose here to show just how, adept he was in Kung Fu, but he was considered too tough for the role. All right? So he didn't get the part. As a result of that rejection, however, he then goes back to his homeland in real life, China, and he becomes and starts making Kung Fu feature films about, Kung Fu in general, not Kung Fu the show. And he becomes a martial arts legend. So had he not been rejected, maybe he would have never become a martial arts legend. In any case, David Carradine was cast in the role. Now, there was some controversy over the years because David wasn't Asian, okay? And the whole thing about the character is that the character of Kwai Chang Caine was Asian American. He was always Asian American, always half American, half Asian, all right? Okay. Now, quite frankly, if there was an Asian who would have been cast in the lead role, I'm not sure that it would have made it. I'm not sure America would have been ready for that. Now, what America was ready for, I believe, was the fact that, my gosh, it was wonderful that there were these Asian American actors who were finding all this incredible work on Kung Fu in supporting roles. Key Luke, Philip Ahn, who played Master Khan, okay, and a host of amazing Asian American actors. And these characters that they were playing were not stereotypical. Up until that time on television, you had, Bonanza. They had, stereotypical Asian characters on that show in subservient roles. Like, what was that show with, the guy who played Charlie? John Forsythe. He did, I can't think of it, but he had a house, what was called a house boy in that series. Bachelor father. There it is. Bachelor father. Stereotypical. Okay. Kung Fu changed that. David Carradine as an American actor playing an Asian American character was acceptable to the mainstream. Okay, all right, we're ready for it. Okay, maybe we're not ready for the lead to be an Asian American, but okay, we can accept. It was a gradual thing. Okay, you gotta take these things realistically, and for its time, we were ready. We were finally ready for an Asian American character, an Asian American series, maybe not the lead. Okay, Bruce Lee, God bless him. He was known as Kato on the Green Hornet, and he did a series called Longstreet, in a secondary supportive role. I'm not sure we would have been ready. Be that as it may, what Kung Fu did was introduce the American mainstream to Asian thought and culture on a weekly basis. Okay? While Chairman Mao is having historic talks with President Nixon in 1972, Kwai Chang Caine, played by David Carradine, is introducing mainstream America to Asian culture. How terrific is that? Now, there are so many wonderful things about Kung Fu that are just so startling and groundbreaking. First of all, it was filmed in kind of like muted colors, which ultimately were mimicked by Clint Eastwood in his Unforgiven film. That was the title of it, Unforgiven, that he won all those Academy Awards for. Okay, it had the muted, gone were the MGM color westerns or whatnot. All right, so it had that muted look. The violence on Kung Fu was toned down through slow motion, which was later mimicked by the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman with their slow motion techniques. Okay, and that really is a testament to Jerry Thorpe, who was the director-producer of Kung Fu, not the creator of Kung Fu. Again, Ed Spielman and Howard Friedlander created Kung Fu. Jerry Thorpe did not create Kung Fu, and Bruce Lee did not create Kung Fu. Getting back to Bruce Lee for just a second. Bruce Lee apparently brought his own concept to Warner Brothers for a show. It was called The Warrior or something, all right? But he did not create Kung Fu. Okay, so that's enough of that. We got that clear. So it started out as a 90-minute TV movie on ABC, became a monthly series in the fall, I believe, of 72, and then it became a weekly series in like January 73. So I think that's how it went. So it was just Eastern Western philosophy, flashback, slow motion, beautiful stories, and it represented prejudice, yes, which is one of the reasons why I loved it. It continued my theme from the Bewitched book to the Kung Fu Book of Caine and the Kung Fu Book of Wisdom, and later through Bionics, the Bionic book, and after that the Life Goes On book. There was a thread of prejudice in each of those, okay? Samantha was a witch in a mortal world. Caine was an Asian in a Western world. Steve and Jamie felt isolated and different because they were half human, half machine. Corky, played by the fantastic Chris Burke on Life Goes On, he just happened to have Down syndrome. And Chad Lowe, who played Jesse McKenna on that series, was stricken with AIDS. These were prejudiced themes, okay? So I carried that thread throughout. In any case, have a fantastic day. If you see my books on, and you will if you look, on Amazon.com, Kung Fu Book of Wisdom, it's a little pricey because it's out of, excuse me, it's out of print, but there's some copies available. Or a Kung Fu Book of Caine, I think, is very available. You can also order either of those books or in any of my books from HerbieJPilato.com, but quite frankly, they're cheaper on Amazon.com because if you get them from me, got to charge you for my signature, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, go to HerbieJPilato.com. If you do want them personally signed, go to Amazon.com. And again, like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it, and share it. Peace, everyone. Je pense en French, on des chants.